Blessings to all. Share this YouTube for everyone to see and kick the neck.
38. Capricorn. Navvathan Nikatepana, Nikatya Sukha Medithi Aradti Nikatepasad, Beko Kakatakamitha. And when Lord Thiloguru Buddha, the Lord of the world, was living in the Jetavana Vihara, a monk named Vaivavadiki said Arabhya das Jatak. However, one who works at Devram Vihara is skilled in cutting, knitting, etc. As a result, the abscess would harden. He takes scraps of worn-out cloth and weaves them into handicrafts and preserves them. The monk who does not know how to knit robes, bring new idols to him and cut this cloth. At that time, the sewing shop used to cut and knit, and send time. He says that I have the first worn robes, and he gives me new and worn robes. When those robes are a little dirty, he washes them in hot water. At the same time, each and every other place is visible. It was stated in many places that they would be very disappointed and would cheat by accepting new ones from the bhikkhus and giving them worn-out robes. According to His Holiness, he was a monk in Patisara. Hearing that there was one person who knew fraud like him in Devram Vihara, the residents of the city thought that those monks should be killed. Another monk saw the robes of the monks and got greedy and said that he did not know that they had come to deceive him. He asked if these robes were made by you. If it was so, when we said that we would throw away, this robe would have been given to me. Manavai said, "What do you say, priests? We are in the countryside, Chivardi suffix is rare. Lord, we have new gifts. Open it and take it as a robe and give me the robe," he said. So he accepted that he would take the robes when he asked for them, gave them the robes and cheated them away. It was as if he had taken his robes and bathed in hot water for a few days. He was ashamed that he had cheated me, knowing that there were stripes in many places. Soon, it was announced among the monks that a monk who knew the tricks of the temple had been deceived. This story is told by the monks who were working in the Dhamsabha Mandapa one day. Lord Buddha came to work in one of the 3 journeys. He sat on the seat of Buddhasana Mastaka. Lord Vananamhai announced with the following speech, "Monks, it is not coming now." He asked if the monks of Pitisara Devram Vihara had been deceived before and said that he had been invited by those monks and told the past story. The previous day, we Sri Mahabodhi beings were born as Rukdev in a salt tree that was in the company of a Piyam lake in a certain forest area. At that time, a certain small lake became dry during the dry season. There are a lot of gnats there. One of the crows saw the gnats and tricked them with one trick to take them away and eat the meat. Kudamaso saw him and approached him. They asked what they were thinking. Koka said, "I am thinking about the disaster that happened to you." Lord, when asked what is the calamity that has befallen us, Koka says that this lake is shallow. You have few victims. I have been thinking that Kudamasan was very sad because Nayagat is big. If you had asked me to do it, you would have taken each one by the tip and opened it into a large lake. Then there is no one who has thought of anything to do with Kudamaso, Lord Kokaneni. Sitham said that it was a trick to cheat the ants and eat them one by one. Koka said that if you don't read like that, if you don't believe my words, he sent one Kudamasak and told him that there is a lake. Then Kudamaso, not knowing his tricks, realized that this frog was a righteous one, and gave one eared pad so that he would come to the lake. Kokada took the dahar over the edge of that bank and brought it back to the bottom of all the lakes, except for that lake, and left it close to the umbrella fish. It was explained to the great kingfisher of the Kanpada lake. All those fish said that, "Hook, Lord, let us all swim in that lake." The first Ganapada said that the crow is good and took the sword to the lake and hid in the saltwater tree on the bank of the lake. He said that he would send another one and ate the meat. He took them one by one, and after all the crabs that had eaten the meat had gone to the end, he returned to the lake and there was one crab left. He also wanted to eat the crab. It means Imamba, the venerable crab, whom I have taken out of a great lake made of earth, and all the fish. Why are you here alone? He said, if you wish, I will take you to the lake. Then the crab is called Mba Kokaneni. He wondered how to take it to the lake. Yemi said, taking the tip. If you take it like that, you will throw me on the ground, so I will take you away. Koka then said that he was not like that and took hold of him and said something. Then the crab thinks that this trigger did not bring a single fly to the lake. All meat was eaten. If you take me to the lake and get caught, it's because of the water. Thinking that if he did not return to the lake, he would cut his boat and take his life, he said to Koka, Friend Kokane, you are good and will not be caught. We have a good relationship. He said, if we can get hold of Na's boat, will we go with you? Then Koka accepted that it was good without knowing what Tumu had said to Rawit. Just as the crab caught it with a little bit of its own pipe, it caught the trigger's trigger and said, Now, let's go. Koka also took the crab and started going towards the salt tree to the lake. Then the crab says, Why don't you leave me in the lake and where will you take me? Are you the son of my great-grandmother? Do you think I am a boy who carries me around? Did I look at the pile of thorns at the base of the oil and salt tree and eat the fish? Tat said that he will eat the same. Then the crab is the hook. Those mosquitoes fell victim to their wisdom. If we don't accept Ravana like that, we will still be destroyed. Because you are not wise, you only ate sweets, but you did not know that you were deceived. Both the mice are dead. He touched his butt with a pipe as if he was touching him lightly, saying, backward, I will cut the tooth's neck and throw it on the ground. At that time, I turned my head, bowed my neck, lit my mouth, sat on my eyes, and cried out in fear of death, O Lord Crab, I do not think of any harm to you. I don't, he said, give me the gift of life. If so, slowly come down from the sky and open me to the lake. Then the crab turned again and went down into the lake, and the crab fell on the mud at the end of the lake. Like a crab cutting a feather stick with scissors, it cuts the boat's bottom and goes into the water. Seeing that miracle, the deity living in the saltwater tree became Sadkarar and raised up the whole forest and said in a sweet voice that the one who has the most fickle mind in this world will be won everywhere by that deception, that is, by deception in one place and in two places. Bait cannot be overcome immediately. The sinful creature who has that secret will do harm to himself. You don't get what you want. Like what? That is, like the trigger that came from the crab to the abortion. Or did the crab cut the trigger? Having declared this, meaning that it will be the same, the bodhisattvas joined the forest and preached the dharma. Surasuravra Chakracharu Udamani Marichi Sanchaya Parurdhita Varatanakha Mayukhajwala, says Lord Buddha. Mr. Emba, not now. He asked whether he had done the same to those who knew Chachang before. At the same time, Koka is the opening of the divine nature that now covers the temple. At that time, the crab is now known as the Vanchabuddhi who lives in the countryside. Is at that time, he pointed out whether the divine son who was enshrined in the salt tree was the same Mama who had become the world.